Have you noticed this strange phenomenon in life? Many people aren't actually stupid, they just seem that way. For example, in a company meeting, they clearly spot flaws in a plan, yet say nothing. At a social gathering, someone voices an absurd opinion. They know it's wrong, but still nod along. Or when faced with life choices, they know deep down what they dislike, yet still follow the crowd. This isn't about intelligence, it's about agency. The moment someone gives up authorship of their own life, they instantly appear less wise. But once agency returns, they instantly become sharper, without even needing to learn a bunch of new tricks. Today, let's dive into the relationship between agency and personal growth, and explore how you can regain control of your agency with precision. Losing agency makes you less wise. There's a psychological phenomenon called social loafing. It means that when people place themselves inside a group, their thinking and effort naturally decline. Agency works the same way. When you hand your decision-making power over to others, your brain basically goes into sleep mode. You fall into a mindset of, not my problem. That's why some people seem witty and sharp in private conversations. But once in a formal setting, they suddenly look clumsy and slow. It's not because their brains stopped working, it's because they outsourced their authority. The French thinker Gustave Le Bon once wrote in the crowd, "The moment an individual becomes part of a group, their intelligence immediately drops to a lower level." Why? Because groups dissolve individuality. In a crowd, people are more likely to follow blindly, get swept away by emotions, and lose their ability to think independently. A person who is calm and rational alone can quickly lose judgment in a group, clapping when others clap, shouting when others shout, deciding what others decide. That's the extreme of lost agency. People stop asking, "Who am I? What do I want?" Instead, they let the crowd decide. It's as if they handed over their brains and let group emotions do the thinking. So when you lose agency, it's not just intellect on standby. You regress into the crowd, losing your independent edge. Only when you can insist, "I am me," does your intelligence truly light up. Regaining agency makes you smarter. So how do you bring back agency? The answer is simple. Install a mental switch. Flip yourself into main character mode. The moment this thought kicks in, your brain rewires itself. Why? Because now it knows, I am the one responsible for the outcome. I must think seriously. Here's an example. At an entrepreneur's event, the host asked, "If I gave you $1 million right now, how would you invest it?" Most people gave vague answers, something about stocks or maybe real estate. But one person gave a crystal clear breakdown, even splitting their plan into 3 stages. Why? Because he was speaking as if he'd really have to execute it. The others? They were just chit-chatting. Once agency is engaged, you automatically start gathering data, weighing pros and cons, preparing contingencies, and anticipating consequences. That's the thought pattern of truly smart people. The problem for most isn't lack of IQ, it's lack of ownership. Smartness is a forced state. Intelligence isn't always natural, it's triggered by responsibility. Think about it. Parents often complain their kids are careless or lack initiative. But the moment kids move out and have to fend for themselves, they suddenly become independent and decisive. Some employees always seem confused at work, until they're put in charge of a project with their performance tied to it. Suddenly, they learn faster than any training program could teach them. Agency, not IQ, is the real switch for human intelligence. 3 steps to regain your agency. Here are 3 simple but powerful moves to flip your agency back on. 1. Accept that no one can take responsibility for you. The root of lost agency is the fantasy that someone else will cover you. Parents, employers, society, even a partner. But the truth? No one can carry your results. Once you accept this, you'll stop outsourcing your power. 2. Let go of the obsession with right answers. Why do so many people get more confused the more they learn? Because deep down, they're hoping for a perfect formula. But life doesn't have standard answers. Agency means, your choice is the answer. 3. Confront the root of your fears. Hesitation, procrastination, anxiety. These all boil down to one fact. You're not ready to own the consequences. Agency means daring to say, "I'll bear the outcome." The moment you do, half your fear dissolves instantly. In short, accept, let go, confront. These may sound simple, But they're the three mental actions that pull you from spectator mode back into main character mode. The real rewards of agency. If you stay in a state of agency long enough, you'll notice three life-changing benefits. 1. More clarity. Others remain vague because they're spectators. You, as the agent, must think clearly, so your mind becomes sharper and more structured. 2. More trust. In society, the scarcest quality isn't intelligence, it's reliability. Once people see you consistently step up, they'll naturally entrust you with resources and opportunities. 3. Constant growth. Agency isn't just a result, it's a training ground. Every time you claim responsibility, you force yourself to upgrade. Over time, you'll realize you've become smarter, not because you studied more, but because you carried more. The gap in intelligence is rarely as big as the gap in agency. Once you reclaim your agency, your brilliance naturally awakens.